everybody, GamerPenny here, bringing you another episode of our Final Fantasy XIV online Let's Play. Sorry, we are back with Vesper, Valentina, and as you can hear, doing a little bit better. I want to thank you guys for your patience when it comes to me having a cold and maybe the videos weren't coming out as quickly. I know I had recorded one and published one that I did very early on in the cold, but there was about a week there where I wasn't able to do a whole lot. So I do want to thank you for being patient with that. I know it's kind of a bummer because not everyone follows me on Twitter when I said, hey, the videos are going to be a little bit light. So thank you. So we're going to go ahead and continue with the main story quest. I'm trying to remember where we left off. I was probably hopped up on cold medicine in the last one. So we'll pick up right where we left off. Are we going to get a cool ring? No. These are all for the Disciples of War class, but probably the quest after that we'll get a cool ring. So the Flame General left word that you were to proceed to the Fragrant Chamber as soon as you returned. He wishes to discuss your recent discoveries as well as the results of our own investigation. Master Elfino has already been informed and should be waiting for you outside. Pray proceed to the Royal Promenade with all haste and speak with Bartholomew. Alright, will do. So I'm feeling much better. Not quite at 100%. My voice is probably going to give out a couple of times and I might start coughing a lot. If it becomes too much, again, I'll take a break, give it a rest, come back and record in a little bit. So there might be a little... Did I just go the wrong way? Yeah. Might be a little bit of break in the middle of this, but I am feeling much better. So the other thing is, making these YouTube videos is purely a hobby. Doesn't make me money. So I do have a full-time job, and I only missed one day of work due to it. So I was going to work every day, and so it was really hard. The real reason there wasn't many videos, because I can record when I'm sick. That's not a problem. It's just probably annoying for you guys. Real reason is I didn't want to go to work, you know, lose all that energy, come home, record, and prolong being sick. So I wanted to rest up as much as I could, so that we could get back to normal as quickly as possible. Where are we going? Am I just like completely confused on where we are right now? I think so. Oh no, we can go up here. All right, we could have just used the teleporters. Sorry. It's taking me a while to get back into the swing of things, apparently, but we're good. We made it. I wanted to give you guys the scenic route in time to tell my story, my tale of the cold. But here we are. Bartholomew. We have been expecting you, madame. Please proceed inside. What were we getting? We were getting dexterity ones. Hi, how do I get to my armor chest? Were we getting dexterity pieces of... We were. Okay. So that's the one that I want to continue to get, so we can have a nice set whenever, I don't know, when we roll that class, whatever uses dexterity. Bard, maybe. Or ninja.
Swift has kept us apprised of your recent activities. You've made great strides towards quelling the violence.
Are we at new voice actors? I feel like that's a new voice actor.
Despite our best efforts to determine what provoked this uprising, the truth continues to elude us. Have you uncovered aught which might shed some light on the mystery?
This information does not leave this room. The Syndicate's decision to reject the Doman refugees' appeal for asylum had lasting repercussions. A number of those displaced by the calamity claimed it was proof of a policy of discrimination. Together with a group of Alamegan refugees, they organized a series of demonstrations to protest against the Sultanate. Demonstrations which became heated, but did not descend into violence. Until a certain incident served as a call to arms.
A unit of brass blades sent to supervise a demonstration loosed arrows upon unarmed protesters. It was this atrocity which prompted the refugees to take up arms. I need not tell you what followed.
We assumed at first that the attack was born of a miscommunication. When emotions run high, they happen. But suspicions were raised regarding the unit's commanding officer, whom I ordered interrogated. Sure enough, our fears were soon confirmed. The dog confessed that a merchant had offered him coin to give the order. A merchant in the employ of XIV.
XIV? But he spoke in favor of the Domin's cause, and has ever seemed sympathetic towards the refugees' plight. Why would he do such a thing?
Know you of the Cartano Reclamation Bill? It is a proposal to annex the Cartano Flats so that refugees may establish permanent settlements.
When last I looked, that was disputed territory.
Aye. Some might even call it a battlefield.
Oh, are we gonna get another cool
The
cutscene?
destruction wrought by Bahamut was greatest at the Cartano Flats. That much is common knowledge. What is less well known is that his rampage laid bare ancient Allagan ruins, of which no record existed. There are certain differences of opinion as to how these ruins should be handled, which is why each nation maintains a military presence in the region to this day. Yet differ though we may, we are still allies. Therefore, in the interest of preserving the Eorzean alliance, we have reached an agreement. Any conflict which may arise during the course of military exercises in the region shall have no bearing on relations between our nations. In full knowledge of this delicate state of affairs, XIV proposed the Cartano Reclamation Bill. A shameless bloody ruse which stands to benefit him in but one conceivable way. If successful, he will gain control over the disputed territory under the guise of assisting in the resettlement effort. And you can be sure he'll build an orphanage next to every Allagan ruin.
Is that the PvP area?
The man would threaten the unity of the Eorzean alliance and risk countless lives for personal gain.
He walks a path all his own, independent of any faction and beholden to none of his fellows on the Syndicate.
By inciting the less fortunate to violence, he hopes to convince others that the Cartano Reclamation Bill is the only viable solution. His sympathy for the plight of the Domins was not but posturing to gain credibility with the refugees. Of that there can be no doubt.
Forgive me, but what could possibly motivate XIV to go to such lengths? What is so special about these ruins that he would risk his position on the Syndicate, and, most likely, charges of treason against the Sultanate?
Omega.
Oh,
Pardon?
An Allagan monstrosity, not unlike the Ultima weapon. Mayhap larger, we know not. It has yet to be fully excavated. Allagan inscriptions indicate that it was created to fell Bahamut himself. If accurate, it might explain why Nail Van Darnus chose to bring the Red Moon down upon the Cartano Flats. given the ends he went to ensure Eorzea's annihilation. Destroying the one weapon which could stay the Elder Primal may well have seemed like good sense.
When first I bore witness to the power of the Ultima weapon, I doubted the evidence of my senses. And now you tell me there is another such weapon. One which could contend with Bahamut. Bahamut!
Aye, we were skeptical ourselves. Truth be told, until the Ultima weapon's existence came to light, we thought the inscription had been mistranslated.
At present, Omega is more akin to a fossil than a tool of war, having long since ceased to function. As such, its true potential cannot accurately be gauged. However, if someone were to restore it, as the Garleans did the Ultima weapon, I have little doubt that he would wield untold power.
Power enough to subjugate Uldar like as not, and the rest of Eorzea besides, which is doubtless why Adoleji yearns to have it.
That he should aspire to world domination. He who has ever walked 2 paces behind Lord Lolorito in matters of commerce.
'Tis in acknowledgement of his own limitations that he seeks this power. Woe betide us all should we allow him to have it.
Pray waste no time chasing rats. Only a fool would believe that secrets can be kept in Uldar.
Oh, eavesdropper.
It would seem the implications of the Sultanate's refugee problem are rather more far-reaching than we assumed.
Where's our next quest? Oh, Elfino has it. And here's gonna be our... Yep, our even star ring. I should be glad to know the truth, and yet the thought that all this chaos was the product of one man's lust for power sickens me. How long do you think they intended to hide the existence of Omega from the Scions? That they even felt the need to do so is most troubling. It would be in our best interest to learn more of the military activities in the disputed territories. You are, of course, the Scion best suited to this task, Sergeant Valentina. Do take a moment to visit the Hall of Flames and make inquiries at the earliest available opportunity. Yeah, but if it's PvP, we're not going to do it. Begone, whelp. This is no place for children. What's happening? I'm sorry. Hey, oh, Ellie. What's up, kiddo? I was looking for you, miss. People said you were looking for the man who left with my parents. You know this girl? Yeah, we interviewed her, I think. So he visited Stone's Throw as well. I see. Did you find the man? Were my parents with him? They were not, I am afraid. However, I can think of several places they might be. If you like, we can go and look for them together. Really? You'll help me look, mister? Of course, but first I must needs finish speaking with my friend. She's telling me a secret, you see, so no one else is allowed to listen. Mayhap you could wait for me by that pillar over there. We require but a moment. Okay, mister, I'll be waiting. Bye. I'll take her to the quicksand. Mayhap Momadi will know what to do. A legion of Garleans, an aether-starved primal. Even dealing with an Ascian would be preferable to this charade. Sometimes I fear Minfilia is too ambitious. We rush hither and yon in response to threats as they arise, without concern for the strain it places on our limited resources, and ourselves. Mayhap the time has come for a change. Vesper, this is Minfilia. I know this is sudden, but I must ask you to return to Revenant's Toll with all due haste. The situation in the Twelves Wood has taken a turn for the worse. I will explain in detail once you arrive. Ooh, that's exciting. The 12s would. Then the primal threat she spoke of before has been confirmed. I have received no reports of XIV activity, which leaves the sylphs? Go, Vesper. You know as well as I that the appearance of a primal takes precedence over all else. Oh, and when you arrive, do inform the antecedent that while I am grateful for her concern, she needn't fear for my safety. I am more than capable of protecting myself. Sure. Bye, Elfino. Alright, we gotta go back to Revenant's Toll. Hello. Yep. And I think we can just use you. I think I know which primal we're talking about, but I don't want to give it away. if it is, or even if it isn't. But I do think I know which primal. And if you followed the story, you could probably guess, if you're dealing with the sylphs of 12's Wood, which primal is going to come up. I still have not gotten all of these in here. Whoops. But let's see. Let's see what Minfilia has to say. I gotta take a look at all these people. There's Thancred. Who's over here hanging out? Yozen, Peplimo and Yita, Hoary Boulder. I never pay attention to like who's in there, so sometimes characters show up and like, oh yeah, I've been hanging out. It's like I don't recognize you at all. Alright. Head inside. Hello. Oh, hello, Serpent Herald. It is a relief to see you healthy and hale, Vesper. The latest news from Alda was most disturbing. Clearly, the only injury Elfino suffered was to his ego. Doubtless it will heal ere long. The other scions will need to be present for this meeting. If you are ready to begin, I will summon them now. Sure, as long as you give me this ring. And we can put it on. Rings. Even star. Equip it. There, what's our gear score now? 91. Good. Oh. Okay. Lord of Levin. That should tell you who it is. if you know the lore at all. Thank you for responding to my call with such haste. Rest assured, I should not have summoned you were it not urgent. To business, then. I have received some most disturbing news from the Order of the Twin Adder. They have reason to believe that the sylphs may have called forth their revered guardian, the Primal Ramu. I'm sorry, may have. Then it is not certain. The Elder Seedseer informs us that the elementals themselves murmur of the Lord of Levin's return to the forest. The Sylphlands, however, display no signs of undue commotion. Forgive me, antecedent, but that fact need not contradict the elemental's testimony. Unlike his most bellicose compeers, Garuda, and so on, Ramu is reputed to act only in the defense of his children. I imagine he would soon make his presence known if any were foolish enough to directly endanger the sylphs or their territory. The abruptness of this development concerns me. Were we not keeping a close watch on the touched ones and their movements? If preparations for a summoning ritual were indeed underway, 'twould surely not have escaped your notice. Oh, it didn't. I was pretty sure it was going to happen, just not this soon. Please. I beg your pardon. You foresaw this eventuality and did not to prevent it? I told Papolimo I suppose I could have reported things to Minfilia earlier, but there honestly wasn't much we could do except wait and see. You know how the sylphs feel about people poking around in their territory. They already summoned Ramu once after the calamity, but that was because the Garleans came tramping through the forest. And so long as Castrum Oriens stands, the sylphs cannot be blamed for wishing to have their guardian deity on hand. In short, Yita and I are in agreement. The actions of the forest folk were inevitable and unavoidable. And I maintain that observation would have remained the best policy had it not been for the sudden influx of strangers into the Black Shroud. That, alas, we did not foresee. By all accounts, the recent violence in Alda drove a number of refugees to seek safety under the concealing canopy of the trees. 'Tis like that the sylphs perceived this panicked migration as yet another invasion, and quickened their efforts to summon their god. I am put in mind of Titan and the kobolds. Once again, it is the affairs of men which have paved the way for their primal's coming. Indeed, one cannot help but wonder what manner of place Eorzea would be without the civilizing influence of mankind. Be that as it may, this regrettable development does afford us a unique opportunity. Vesper, through your dealings with the sylphs of Little Solus, you once succeeded in preventing an untimely conflict with Gridania. I wonder, might one who has treated with the sylphs so fruitfully in the past not achieve similar success with their patron deity? If Ramu can be convinced of our intentions, it may be the first step to breaking the cycle of primal summoning. A fond hope. Were such a thing possible, we would not have been at war with the beastmen since time immemorial. But maybe this time we can... Let us continue this discussion anon. We must needs first consult with the nation most affected by Ramu's presence. The elder Seedseer has requested your personal involvement, Vesper. Pray report to Commander Hula at the Adder's Nest as soon as you are able. Steel yourself for the worst. While I hope for a peaceful resolution to this matter, experience suggests that your meeting with the Lord of Leven will prove less than amicable. In such an event, your fellow scions will of course lend you whatever support you require. Gotta take a drink after all that talking. Whew. Of course, all the reading comes when my throat's not doing great. Alright, we gotta go to the Adder's Nest. So, New Gridania. Oh god. We're down to 50 tickets, you guys. Oh, I haven't checked our... I need to do that before tomorrow. I haven't checked our winnings from Jumbo Cacpot. My mind always goes to the gold saucer. I want to try to get the rest of our outfit, of our bunny outfit. Because I think once I do want to have an outfit, a glamour outfit, in place when we get to Heavensward. Like, I would really like to have that in place. What is this over here that I'm seeing on the map? Primal Fear? Which primal is that? Should we do that while we're here? I mean, it's just going to unlock something. It's not going to really... Let's do it. So we want to go to Archer's Guild. Just to get it out of our quest log. I think we should. What did I say? Archer's Guild? I hope that's what I said. Oh, sorry guys. Couldn't get the mute button in time. Alright. Let's go turn that in. See what one that is. It's level 46, so it can't be like a huge hard mode or extreme or something, right? You can't do those at level 46. Where am I? Is this it? Proceed to the seat of the first bow. Yes. I would very much like to go in there. Hello, Lewin. Valentina, I've heard much of your deeds in recent days. You come to lend your strength to the Primal investigation, yes? Your aid is most welcome. Is that it? What's this? Who is that man in black? I have no idea. I don't know what we're talking about anymore. I shall proceed directly to the matter at hand. Though still unsubstantiated, ill rumors stir among the townspeople of late. Rumors of a shadow-clad knight who strides in the shroud. Under normal circumstances, I would pay such idle ghost stories little heed. This time, however, we have reason to suspect... but we have not to gain by rushing to judgment. I would have you go to the streets, Valentina. Speak with the people and hear their words with your own ears. I don't know who that is. Is that Odin? Odin's a fate. A black armored knight. Sounds like Odin to me. I don't know. Oh, there's someone in here to talk to, though. We're right out here, I mean. Hello, Chance the Loop. The Ghost Knight. I saw him, clad from head to toe in armor that seemed forged from shadow itself, galloping through the shroud atop his hellsborn steed. It's for sure Odin. Mark my words, the trees themselves were quivering in fear that night. I've not slept a wink since I returned. Where the other... Is it on our way? Boom, boom, boom. Is it up through there? Let's do this while... I can't mount, I forgot. Let's do this while we're down here. I don't know who else it would be. I don't remember. Maybe it's making us believe that it is Odin, and it's gonna be not. It's gonna be something like fun. Not that Odin's not fun, I've just never been able to do it. It's hard to get gold or platinum, I mean, on Odin, or whatever the top tier one is on Odin. Even in a group, sometimes it's hard. Is this the guy that I want to talk to? Don't sneak up on me like that, friend. Forgive me, ever since espying a glimpse of that ghastly horseman, my heart won't stop racing. I knew the elementals would punish us sooner or later for daring to disobey their will. This is surely a sign of sinister happenings to come. If it was October, I'd think this was a Halloween event. I saw him clear as day, or clear as night, you might say, with my own two eyes. More fearsome than the rider was his ghastly steed. I know not where we have traveled, but I can assure you you've not seen more frightening a beast. One thing I can tell you, friend, that was no spectre or shadow. Nay, he was as solid as you or me. Odin. Alright, one more, and then what I'll do is we'll talk to this guy, this last guy up here, and then we'll run and we'll go do the main, finish up the main story quest. So at least we progressed this one. I don't know what it leads to, though, is the only problem I'm having. Please say he's right here and not through. Really, he's in the next area? Is he through here, or was he, like, hiding somewhere right before this? It didn't look like it was through to Old Gridania, but it might have been. It probably was. No. You jerk. He's right here somewhere. We were, like, right on top of the dot on the map, though. Maybe he's in the building. Man, these load times. Taking a... Oh, and one thing that I did see on the main page, the launcher, was that you can now buy the orchestra soundtrack. Okay, you guys, this guy was not here when we ran through here. Please. Look back at the footage. He was not standing there. And if he was, I don't know how I missed him. Unbelievable. Yes, I saw the Black Knight, after which I promptly fled for my dear life. Should you end up in my position, you'd be wise to do the same. I have my pride, but I'm not fool enough to cast my life away. Besides, one look was enough to know. This is a manifestation of pure evil. Were he to turn that massive sword against Gridania, all our lances as one could not hope to stand in his way. Alright, well, let's go do the main... He was not standing right there the whole time. I am telling you. He wasn't there. Alright. Vorsail Heliwar. King of Lives. We got something else for him. Vesper of the Scions, your arrival has been most anticipated. The appearance of a primal is ever cause for alarm and unease. Though my men stand ready for that eventuality, I know of none more qualified than you to snuff out this threat. Indeed, I would have you do so without delay. The Elder Seedseer, however, would speak with you first. She is of the opinion that your diplomatic, rather than martial, skills may better serve our cause. I will leave further explanation to our learned leader. Pray make your way to Nofika's altar. The altar in attendance, or the conjurer in attendance will admit you to the lotus stand. Okay, what's your other quest? Vesper of the Scions, glad I am to see you. I assume you have been apprised of the situation regarding the Mughal monarch. After your previous deposal of the king, Kublai approached the Mughals' guard and attempted to convince them of the error of their ways. Unfortunately, it appears his efforts at persuasion had rather the opposite effect. The royal sentries reportedly flew into a frenzy and focused their righteous indignation into a new summoning ritual. Mayhap it was the unwavering intensity of the Mughals' guard prayers, but the king has returned to the forest enveloped in an almost blinding aura of majesty. Kublai Khan tells us that this dauntingly maniacal avatar has now taken to calling himself Great King Mughal Mog XII. Suffice it to say that the Elder Seedseer is willing to condone the necessary act of regicide. For the safety of all who dwell within Twelveswood, it has been decided that the king must fall. A certain member of the Elder Seedseer's personal guard has already escorted Kublai Khan to the ward that shields the monarch's domain. Those among us with the ability to see Mughals are often in high demand, but, considering the urgency of your mission, our leader felt it best to expedite matters. Pray make your preparations to set out as soon as you are able. Kublai Khan awaits you in the bramble patch to the east shroud. Alright, so that just is going to unlock, I think the extreme version of... Where are we going? The extreme version of, like the Mughal one. Conjurer's Guild. Look at her. That is the best looking Lalafell I have seen. Alright. Let's get here to Conjurer's Guild. Talk to you, and we'll go in and talk to the other signs have already arrived, madame. May I show you in? Yes, please. And go talk to the Elder Seedseer. Just in time, too, because my dogs are getting antsy, so that must mean someone's got to go O-U-T. They can wait for just a couple minutes.
Scions of the Seventh Dawn, on behalf of the people of Gridania, I bid you welcome. Your presence is of great comfort to us all in these days of uncertainty. I summoned you here to share tidings of a most urgent nature. But a short while ago, the great elemental spoke, and his voice was clarion in its intensity. Ramu is returned unto the forest. Scarce had his words ceased to echo in mine ears when we were visited by an emissary from Little Solace.
Hello.
Our guest informs us that the Sylphs too have sensed the presence of the Lord of Levin. Though his exact whereabouts remain unknown, we may safely assume that the Primal was summoned within the heart of the Sylphlands. Unlike the other Primals you have encountered, Lord Ramu is no raging avatar of destruction. He is revered as much for his wisdom as his strength, serving as both arbiter and guardian to his children. Given that we and the Sylphs found a way to share the Twelveswood, it is my hope that this sagely immortal will be amenable to reason, and that conflict may be avoided. Blessed as you are with the power of the Echo, You are one of the few among us who may commune with a primal without fear of influence. I would ask, therefore, that you represent us in this most delicate of negotiations. The Twelveswood has suffered enough. Upon this, we and the Sylphs, and I would venture Lord Ramu himself, are in perfect accord. Let us not endanger our shared home by engaging in unnecessary hostilities. Dear friend, I beseech you, safeguard the peace which exists between our peoples.
She's so happy.
You have my thanks. Pray make for little solace, then. A member of the Order of the Twin Adder awaits you there. He will advise you on how to find the Lord of Levin. An ill wind blows through the forest. Yet, it is not only the Twelveswood that flinches at its coming. All the lands of Eorzea shiver in dread anticipation. Have care.
Yes, ma'am. Alright, so little solace. And we'll probably unlock Ramu, Lord of Levin. And then we can do that first thing in the next episode. So little solace means we have to go to... I don't remember. Hawthorne Heart. 49 tickets, you guys. It's getting down there. Then we gotta start spending money. That's alright, though. We were able to save up a lot. Hopefully we can get an apartment at some point. I could get a room in the guild hall, I guess. In our guild hall. The only thing is, it's not like I don't own the guild. So if we ever go to our room in the guild hall, I feel funny showing off our guild house. Like the inside of it and showing people on there. Like I want some sort of almost privacy for that, but we'll see. We'll see. I'm hoping we can get an apartment at least. Well, I'm sure we won't be able to get a house. I'm not on enough to be able to watch for openings in the housing. Vesper of the Scions, I was told to expect you. I understand you go to treat with the Primal Ramu himself, an unenviable task, and one that shall be made all the more difficult by the interference of the touched sylphs. With the aid of the Scions and the With the aid of the Scions and the inhabitants of Little Solace, the Order of the Twin Adder will enter the Sylphlands and do what can be done to clear your path. I shall brief you on the impending operation once you are satisfied with your preparations. We were getting the dexterity one. Okay. And then we can get Even Star Necklace. Ready, are you? Then allow me to explain the finer details of this foray into the Sylphlands. The shadows are distracting me really bad. In order that you might treat with the Lord of Levin, we must first learn where the Primal is to be found. Though we are certain Ramu was summoned somewhere within the territory of the touched sylphs, his precise whereabouts yet elude us, and aimlessly thrashing around in the undergrowth will only lead to unnecessary conflict. We are fortunate, then, to have the expertise of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn at our disposal. Mistress Yeta and her companions will make use of their Charlian devices to measure recent etheric activity. They assure me that the disturbance caused by the summoning of a primal shall prove a most obvious beacon. But we must not get ahead of ourselves. Your first objective will be to join up with your fellow Scions. Time being of the essence, they have already entered the Sylphlands. Fear not, however. They have a twin adder escort and a sylph guide for Help! This one's need help! The guide, what has become of our companions? These ones were ambushed at the border of Touched One's territory. Touched One tossed a stinging scale bomb, and arrow-shooting ones were left coughing and crying. What of the Scions? Arrow-shooting ones were in the lead and took the worst of the stinging. Other walking ones scattered this way and that to escape the same fate. Barely 2 steps into the Sylphlands, we've already lost our charges. But it will profit us little to go running after them until we know exactly what we're facing. Let us first tend to the scouts and assess the situation. This one has cleansing water for walking ones. Splash it over arrows shooting ones. And rinse away the stinging scales from eyes and nose and mouth. My thanks. I will leave this task in Vesper's capable hands. Alright, we gotta go save people, apparently. 'Tis hardly an auspicious beginning, but I must ask you to adhere to the plan, and rendezvous with your fellow Scions. If you can get the scouts back on their feet, they may be able to point you towards your companions. And be on your guard. If this operation is to succeed, we can ill afford any further mishaps. Coughing and crying ones are not far. This one will show walking one the way. Alright. Cool, cool, cool. Well, we'll do that in the next episode. We'll go save all our scouts and find our friends. We might be able to fit Ramu in that same episode. I'm going to try. We're going to try. So, guys, again, thank you for your patience and understanding while I had the cold. We should be back on schedule, back to normal now with our scheduled uploads of videos. So, again, thank you for your patience, and thank you for your continued support on this series. If you do want to see more of the Final Fantasy XIV Online Let's Play, make sure to leave a like or subscribe to the channel. Otherwise, I will see you guys next time. Alright, bye-bye, everyone.